It's a first alert weather day, and we have our chopper up with a live look at an active water rescue that's just about to get underway. When we broke away to commercial break at the last couple moments ago, we showed you this car that's sitting in the wash. This is out at Hayden and McCormick. It's actually on the street, so it looks like it got flooded out there. It doesn't look like a lot of water is in the roadway, but it's enough to stall that car. And Jared, crews are moving in.
Yeah, we just watched the same thing play out about an hour ago, not too far from this spot. In this case, it looks like the water is only maybe a foot or two deep, so it's likely the car kind of just stalled out there, and the person inside made the decision to play it safe rather than sorry and kind of wait there for a technical rescue team to walk in. They typically will send crews from Mesa, Scottsdale, Phoenix, whoever's on duty who's trained for this kind of thing to help the person who's stuck inside the vehicle. Last hour, everything worked out okay, and water was kind of up above the windshield in that rescue. And this time they were able to more easily walk out there and kind of assess the situation, and we'll see here in a couple minutes if they're able to pull someone out. They usually put a life vest on them for safety purposes, and then they'll open the door, and they'll help them walk out to dry land.
A helmet too,
yeah.
Because you just never know the power of those currents. You can see kind of the white caps that are just beyond that car there as the water is making its way around that vehicle. And they're not just sending one guy out there, it's a team of 4. And yeah, you mentioned it. They put on a life vest. They often go out there with a rope that kind of gives them a little bit of safety leverage to get back to dry land again. And I was trying to determine if they were going to actually open the door of that vehicle. That would be quite a mess for that car owner there. Of course, the driver's safety, first thing top of mind, of course. But I'm not sure if they're going to pull him out the window there or not. But yeah.
I mean, what was it, maybe 10 years ago or so, they sort of redesigned the whole wash system over there in Scottsdale for those green belts to kind of collect all the water on a rainy day like this. So this is supposed to happen rather than having the water flood the homes and businesses nearby. But unfortunately, people think it's still okay to drive through there when there's floodwaters on the road, and this is the result. Looks like that person who was in there, one person, at least from my vantage point, is able to just kind of walk out with their assistance. And they always have a pole with them sort of to test if there's any debris that's hidden under the water, and to test if there's maybe a pothole or something that they don't want to trip and fall into as well. But they're used to this kind of thing. They train for this all the time. Sometimes even if you're at the Salt River, you'll see fire crews from different parts of the valley training for swiftwater rescues.
Does it look like they just walked back and forth just to test that exit strategy? Looks like it's going to be safe, and so they're just doing that before they get that civilian out of that vehicle. So opened the door, and you're right. This is the water has subsided considerably from the last hour when it was much higher, not too far from there. It looks like they've got that person out. And yeah, now it's, just above the ankles, but you want to make sure, obviously, that you've got a whole team steadying you as you get back to dry land.
Even in just a foot of water, I mean, you could see the current is flowing through there pretty quickly, so you could pretty easily get knocked off your feet. So looks like all's well there at yet another water rescue, which we've watched play out live here on TV tonight.
It was strong enough in the rescue that we saw in the last hour, not too far from this location, that it was taking road barricades, washing it down, and kind of rushing right up against that vehicle that was trapped in the water. So when you're dealing with this, and I think at that time it was still actively raining, so it's been a pretty wild day to see just the saturation of the soil, and all of it is rushing into the roadways there. So it looks like that person is able-bodied and off to the side. A lot of times fire crews will get them checked out just to make sure everyone's A-okay.
Yeah, it's right on the side of the golf course. I can't tell if those folks were golfing
after
the sun came out and came down to watch what was going on.
Neighbors came out to take a look at what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, this is happening here in the city, in the valley. It's happening out in the desert washes as well. A man and woman swept away up northwest by Whitman. They were found safe after they were swept away by a strong current as well. So we're watching this thing play out here in the valley and outside the valley in the desert as well.
Globe in Miami, too. They had another round. They got hit yesterday. I've seen it strong.